Hi, this is Aaron with Zollotech. Today we're reviewing the Motorola Devour from Verizon. This is an Android phone with 1.6 Donut on it. That version of Android has been out for some time, is not the most current, but overall it's Android. And those looking for an Android phone probably will be pleasantly surprised with the Motoblur interface with all of your social media and networking on the home screen. The Motoblur interface, I find it to be very helpful, very informative, and very quick. It's very, very fast. To give you a comparison, people that have a Droid phone have said they notice a little bit speed, a little bit more or maybe the same speed as a Droid. Depends what task you're doing, but Droid has a different version of the operating system on it. This particular device is 600 megahertz, comes with an 8 gig SD or micro SD card, and that's within the side here. And you probably saw that if you watched the unboxing, but here we have the micro SD card over here. We have the USB, battery, and that's pretty much it. The construction of this phone is really, really nice. The first thing most people say when they pick this phone up is, I cannot believe how heavy it is. And it really feels like a solid piece of billet aluminum. And that's kind of what it is. If you look at the side here, you have a piece of plastic, a couple bumper pieces here with the camera in it, and on the ends it's protected. But overall, the phone in general is one giant brick of aluminum. We do have the slide-out keyboard here, and it works very well. One thing I'd like to see changed is the spacebar be by itself, but it does take a little getting used to, and once you do that, it's probably not going to be an issue. But you may want to consider that if you're used to a particular style of keyboard already. If you're coming from just a touchscreen phone, I don't think it'll be an issue, but for someone that may already have a phone with this sort of QWERTY keyboard on it, it may present some problems for you. The scroll button or tab, whatever you want to call it, is not my favorite. I prefer the ball, such as the MyTouch or the Nexus One, or those type of devices have. The Droid and this Devour device both have a touch-sensitive scroll button, and you can see it's not super responsive. It does work, but it's not great. And it is a button. It does press down. These are touch buttons as well, and the whole screen feels very good. The whole layout is fast and fluid. The drop-down drawer works well. The touch screen is very accurate and seems to work really well. I did notice that since this is an aluminum case, compared to something like the Palm Pre or the Droid, you're going to get a little bit less signal. In here I normally have at least 1 or 2 bars. Right here I have none on this particular device, and you can see Wi-Fi is fluctuating a little bit. And I would imagine that's due to the aluminum construction, and that's why phones such as the iPhone switched away from aluminum. Although I do miss the durability of the aluminum, and I think this is a really, really solid phone. That said, it is a little bit thick. You may want to consider checking it out in the store, like I said, just because it is very, very heavy and very thick. If you're looking for an industrial version of Android, this is probably the phone you're going to want to move to, just due to the strength in general. This is a very bulky, very strong phone. I've never once felt like if I dropped it, it would break unless you hit the screen and scratched it or cracked it right here. The screen itself is a little bit small compared to the Droid phone and the Aris. It is slightly smaller. The resolution is, I believe it's a 420 by or 480 by 320 display, but I have to double check that. But the display seems clear enough and good enough for what you want to use this for. But compared next to a Droid with a really high-res screen, the 800 by 400 or within that resolution, you may be a little disappointed due to the screen size. But as far as everything else, I've been fairly pleased with it. This version of Android, like I said, is very quick. On the Verizon versions of the phone, which is what this is currently on, you have the navigator. And within the drawer here, you have some different things. I threw some apps on for my kids. But overall, I've been very pleased. The network's very fast. Everything else seems very well put together, very well thought out. And you do have this little blinking status light like a BlackBerry, something like that might have. Overall, I would really, really recommend this phone for someone looking for Android and looking for a lot of durability. I wouldn't even worry about putting a case on this, maybe a screen protector. You may get a few scuffs on it, but really it's very durable. I've had no problems. Battery life on this phone is fairly good. You have about a day, like an average smartphone has, where you need to charge the phone every time you go to bed. That's pretty much it, and most of the time you'll get a full day out of it, unless you're using a lot of different apps all day long or the GPS. In that case, you're going to want to plug it in before the day's out. But this will easily get you through a work day in my experience. Next to any other smartphone that I've seen yet. We've got different notifications you can see that are switching here. So that's I'm trying to close some of those that I accidentally hit. Other than that, sound quality is phenomenally good. I've never had any problems connecting, even though I have not a very good signal. I can still make a call for some reason, but it seems to work okay. The call quality is good. Bluetooth seems to work fine with it. And the ease of use is great. It remembers all your contacts, and it's very responsive for an Android phone. Compared to something like the MyTouch, which also runs 1.6, I'd have to say this is leaps beyond that as far as the way it responds to touch input and the sensitivity of the screen. Overall, though, I would highly recommend this, like I said. It is an older version of Android. If you're looking for the newer one, you're going to want to look at the Droid. But as far as Verizon's offerings and the Aris or this, and if you want a slide-out keyboard and a little bit more durability, the Droid is very durable, but this just feels even that much more so. It really has a good heft to it. Overall, a very nice phone. This is the Motorola Devour on Verizon. Thank you for sending this to me for demo, Verizon. Really appreciate it. This is Aaron with Zollotech. We'll see you next time.